Happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the end of the week. I hope everybody's doing well. I just brought to life this sweet little nugget here. This is the Raleigh kit. She's the same kit as my Zipporah, and she's so sleepy. She's a very cuddly, floppy newborn. I actually need to go to the post office today to send some things. So I'm going to take her and Serenity with me to get weighed. But I wanted to make a quick video dressing her and letting her mommy see her. Somebody in the community was interested in her pending her final outcome. So here she is, Mommy. So let me know. Oh, she is so sweet. And I do have a little Kimberly's Cocoon shirt here for her. I need to make one for Serenity. So I'm going to put this, let's take off her headband. Oh, ladies, I hope y'all are doing well. I did a box packing video yesterday because Hannah and Samantha, also known as Happy and Happier, they are en route to their home, so they will be home for Christmas. So that's exciting news. I think I'm just going to put, well, I did have her little jammy, which I'll go ahead and dress her, and then because I have to undress her to get weighed, but I'm just going to put this little jammy back on her so she can be seen all dressed. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about my back in that video, but then I'm like, oh, I can't because that won't air for a little while. Let's see if this still fits her. Remember, I had polyfill as her body. Anyway, so I did go for a massage on, I think it was a Wednesday. I found this fabulous massage therapist. She has her shop set up. It's in a house. There's a couple other therapists, and they have turned this house, so it's really lovely. The living room is set up like a living room. There's big couches, and it's all cozy. They even had a Christmas tree in there. And then they had like a little room next to it, which I think would be the dining room. And they had that set up for children. So it had little couches, but it had toys and books and stuff. And then the kitchen was a kitchen. And then the bedrooms were the where you went for your therapy. So I had massage therapy, ladies, and it was divine. She was actually very fun. She's deaf. She can talk, but I couldn't see if she had hearing aids in because her hair covered her ears. But she let me turn her a bit. She read lips. So she's like, if I ask you to repeat things, so I try to slow my talk down because I can talk really fast, ladies. So anyway, she was really lovely, and the funny thing is she asked, what kind of music do you listen to? I'm like, well, I listen to pretty much anything. And I said, I want it to be something relaxing. And so she was telling me that she has some clients who love heavy metal and 80s bands and all this, and she doesn't care because she can't hear the music. That cracked me up. Anyway, so then she said she had a client who loved Bob Marley. I'm like, oh, I love Bob Marley. And I said, actually, if you have African music, I'd be really happy. And she got really excited. She's like, oh, I do. I have this great African music, and I can actually feel the percussion. It's the only one where I can, she'd like quote unquote hear, I guess, the beat, and it was really lovely. But she did an amazing job, and when you're sitting in the living room, she has you fill out this paper because I think it just aids her in communication a little better. So you had to write down, if you were there for a specific reason, if something was bothering you and what have you done to manage it and whatever. Oh, look at her, ladies. She's so sweet. And she does have a magnet. she can take, but I just hate covering those lips, but that's me. But she does take a little magnetic passy, and she's got pierced ears because her mommy wanted her to have pierced ears. So there she is. I got to tidy as I go, ladies. Let me put the hair stuff away, and then I will take y'all off the tripod. So she was born at 107. So here she is, ladies. This darling baby girl. And then I have to show y'all, let me move, I've got her COA next to her. Little Miss Serenity has some bling going on. She got her Kimberly's cocoon necklace. I've got to put one now on this baby too. And she has pierced ears. Can y'all see I gave her little pink stones because she seems to be a pink gal. And I put a little bling on her. I need to get a bracelet for, actually I have Raleigh's bracelet laying there. Let me turn her back, and Genevieve is playing with her hair. But I can't put Raleigh's bracelet on just now because it has a clasp. But here's her little bracelet, and I can't do that one-handed. So anyway, let me show you these babies, and then I have to show you, let me spin you all around here. Oh, let me go back over here. I'll explain. Sorry for the dark out. Blackout! It's like I'm in Africa. Anyway, I have to quickly, little side note here. What I'm about to show you is something I have wanted for years. Back when I was considering adopting as a single woman, I was looking for an adult version of this. I had seen one many, many, many years ago in an antique store. My mom has taken us like flea market and antiquing and stuff since we were very young, and I was fascinated by this piece of furniture. So when I was setting up my nursery for a home study, I tried to find one and I couldn't. And so then back in Ohio, I had started looking for one of these and didn't find it. And then when we moved here, again, I was looking and I actually found one for dolls, for like a little girl and her doll. And I quickly messaged the person because it was on Craigslist, and unfortunately, well, fortunately for her, unfortunate for me, it had already sold. And I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. It's a gorgeous piece of furniture. But a couple weeks ago, my friends and I think I shared, we went to this flea market, and there was a gentleman there who had made this, and I was so excited. So let me show y'all this. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a rocking chair and cradle combo. So right now, Vijagne is minding Mrs. Zipporah. It was raw wood. I stained it an antique white. Zipporah's right now laying on a blanket that April made, but I was going to put foam in it, but it's not quite, I'm afraid, foam will be, I mean, I know I can get like 1/4-inch foam, but I want to, somehow make something in there. It's not done yet, and I don't know if I don't think I'm going to paint any designs or anything on it, but I just wanted y'all to see. So it rocks. So like the adult version, you'd sit there and your baby could rock. But I just love this piece of furniture. So I wanted to show you all that so that in the event you're wondering where Zipporah and Vijagne are, they're over there for right now. And the queen, I forgot to mention, is back over here in her little yellow, gray, and white world. Bless her. Because Samantha and Hannah went home. I think I already said that. So Happy and Happier are en route to their mommy. So there's the queen of all things over there. So anyway, back to my massage story. So she found the muscle I tore and she worked on it. And I'll tell you what, it didn't really hurt when she worked on it at all, which kind of surprised me. There were other areas that hurt. Like I had written down on there about my elbow and wrist, and I don't know what she did, ladies, but when she got to my elbow, she pinched it and then like twisted, and it wasn't comfortable. It didn't hurt. I have a very high pain tolerance, so I won't say it hurt, but it wasn't comfortable. But what I will say is yesterday I picked up a jug of water, and normally that hurts, and it didn't hurt at all. So God bless this woman because she has really helped me. Now I'm gonna. She was so funny. She's like, now you're not gonna go home because I showed her what rooting is and explained it to her because she asked what my repetitive motion was. And so she's like, now don't you go home and do this right away. I'm like, nope, I don't have any babies to root right now. I also told her I crochet. She's like, take it easy for a little while. I said, yes, I'd already planned to take some time, not be doing that. So anyway, but my back, I had almost 24 hours of no pain. It was glorious. Again, I don't know what she did. It was amazing. I have had massages all over the world, ladies. I grew up going to a napropath, which is basically like a chiropractor without cracking. I don't know any other way to explain it. But as I've said before, we were raised homeopathically, and so that was one thing my mother did. She took us to a napropath, and they would give us all these different Chinese medicines to take and whatever. And so part of the treatment was basically a fabulous massage. It's not deep tissue. It just, keeps everything in alignment and stuff. Unfortunately, there are not napropaths here. Most of them are in Illinois. So Katie and anyone else who lives in Illinois, go to a napropath. They're amazing. Anyway, so I knew I wanted a massage therapist. I didn't want to just go to like a massage place. Those little, I don't know, chain place kind of things. Anyway, so that's one of the things I do for myself. When I'm in other countries or travel or when I've lived in other places, I will go get massages. And I've had some very interesting massages, let me tell you. In Tunisia, it was fascinating. That's another story. That was an amazing, weird kind of massage. But anyway, and in China, they're a little different. But this woman was only second to a napropath. She was amazing. And I felt so, so good. But again, I came home and I was very careful not to ruin all her work. I had drank plenty of water before, and I came home and drank a lot of water because that's really important after anytime you get a massage to break down the toxins. But one thing she did that was so cool, when, after you finish and you're getting dressed, she's obviously not in the room, and then you go out to the living room. She was very chatty. She has 45 minutes between clients. So she can talk to you before and after. She can't talk during because she can't hear you. But when I came out, she had a to-go cup of tea for me and then a separate little extra tea bag. And she's like, I send you home with the tea bag so you know what you're drinking. I thought that was so sweet because it was chilly out and you get to go home with a warm cup of tea. So that was so kind of her. Anyway, yesterday afternoon, my back started hurting again. Not nearly as bad as it was. So I went back to my oils, and I make my own salve, which is made up of beeswax and coconut oil and vitamin E oil and olive oil. And then I add oils to it based on my needs. I'll use fractionated coconut oil, which is liquid coconut oil, with essential oils to put on my forehead or roll on. But anytime you need something deep and penetrating, emu oil is actually the best penetrating oil. And sometimes I do add a little emu oil to my mixture of this salve. But it's, it's a thicker, it's kind of like a Vicks texture. So it's easier for rubbing and massaging on your back. So anyway, I finally yesterday came up with, I think, the right concoction. I'm mixing frankincense, lavender, peppermint, and helichrysum. And those with my salve. I can go several hours where I feel pretty close to normal. Those pretty much all of those are really good for anti-inflammatory and pain. And so I'm doing that. Massage therapy is not cheap, ladies. So I can't, afford to go every day or every week. But I'm hoping to go see her again soon because, she made a world of difference in my back. But anyway, I am taking it easy for the next few days around here and just not doing as much as I normally do, which is really, really hard for me. But I do want to do photo shoots either this afternoon. It's very cloudy, but I don't think it's going to improve for tomorrow. So I may wait till tomorrow and see if we get a little sun, but either this afternoon or tomorrow. I do want to do Raleigh and Serenity and the little Pixies photo shoots and get those up. And then I lost my train of thought, ladies. the train left the building. I was looking out the window at my rose bush, just admiring that some of them are still there, even though it's chilly. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of take it a little easy. I do want to do their photo shoots, and I have some errands to run, so I've got to determine my order of business, ladies, and then I'll make my decisions. But that's not of importance, I suppose, to you. I'm just rambling at this point. So anyway, that's what's going on here. And I did see Holly had a fun tag. I'm going to quickly answer it, Holly, since I'm rambling on. And it's Friday. I'm sure y'all are relaxing over the weekend, and some of y'all are cleaning while you listen to me ramble on. But it was really a fun tag. She wanted to know our earliest memory. And it's so funny because I have a very, very, very long memory, and the details of my memories are quite fascinating to most of my family members. But I remember asking my mother about this when I was in my 20s, and she was shocked. I think I've shared this before. This is now sounding familiar to YouTube, but I'll share it again anyway. For all my new people. Welcome, new people. Anyway, she had, when I shared it with her, her mouth dropped because she's like, there's no photo of that? Nothing. You have to remember that. I was less than a year old. I know I was crawling. I wasn't walking yet. So we best guessed me probably, I think, 9 or 10 months, somewhere in there. So my brother and I had separate bedrooms, but we shared a wall. So like our doors were next to each other on the outside. And then when you know, obviously, so there was a shared wall. My crib was on the shared wall, like up against it. And for whatever reason, this is what I remember. I remember standing up in my crib and hitting my hands on the wall, like boom, 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 boom. And my mother came in and she laid me down and she told me to stop. And I didn't. And I stood up and did it again. And so she pulled my crib to the middle of the room. Well, my bedroom had a ceiling light fixture that had a chain that hung down with a pull. And I remember the pull was a stop and go light, like the red, yellow, green little light on it, 4-sided. And I remember standing and pulling it on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. And so she came back in, and I don't know why, when she rolled me to the middle of the room, she pulled me in the crib. But for whatever reason, when she was putting my crib back to the original place, she took me out of the crib. And I crawled into my brother's room. So by the time she got the crib back up to its original position, I had gone out my door and just like rounded the corner into his room. And she picked me up and she carried me back and she swatted me on my bottom and stuck me back in my crib and said, don't do that again. And I didn't, ladies. But I remember that I had on pink footed pajamas, and I remember I didn't get up again. That might have been the first time she swatted me. I can count on one hand how many times I was spanked, ladies. I was a very good listener. But I vividly remember that to this day, that whole thing happening. And but it's funny because growing up, there would be times that my brother would mention something and I would say something contrary, and he'd be like that. No, I'm like, well, do you want me to tell you what we were wearing? I can remember smells and foods, and it's really kind of freaky. But which is why I think I've shared before that I use the term that I raise children purposefully. And this is why. I always wondered if I ever nannied a child who had a freaky memory like me, I didn't want them to have horrible memories, which is why I parent purposefully, so that whatever they remember, it's always remembered with, good intentions, I suppose. So anyway, a lot of people think, well, they won't remember the first few years. Well, I could go on and on about my memories before the age of 3. However, Holly only asked for our first memory, and that is mine. So thank you very much. That was so fun. Anyway, I hope everybody has enjoyed seeing these lovely ladies. 2 new babies here at Kimberly's Cocoon. Serenity came to life on the 14th, which is my nephew's birthday, which I think is fun. And then Raleigh came to life today, which is the 16th. So be looking out for their photo shoots as well as the little pixie, which I think I'm going to be selling the pixie. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I have to figure up her pricing and whatever. But, oh, she's sweet. But I do have to let her go, ladies, for reasons that don't need to be put on YouTube. So anyway, everybody, I do hope y'all are having a blessed week and looking forward to the weekend. And thank you for all your concern and comments and messages about my back. And I've gotten some lovely emails with tips, and I really, really appreciate that. And your prayers are so, so greatly appreciated, because I know when we storm the gates of heaven, that is when things happen, ladies. So I do appreciate it greatly, and know that your prayers are working. And have a very blessed weekend, and stay warm, because I think it's supposed to be Arctic this weekend in parts of the country. So bundle up, everybody. Hugs and blessings from us. Bye-bye.